Moi j'ai bien envie de commencer par Beidou en vrai. Donc on va débloquer ça. Ok, quand le Crux brille de mille feux. C'est parti. Une petite escapade, une petite histoire, ça fait plaisir. Ça fait toujours plaisir. Ça se passe où? Ok.
Well, would you look who's here? Looks like it's going to be a day to remember. Guys, look who the sea washed up!
Ah oui, c'est
Ahoy
moi.
there, traveler! So Captain really did invite you to join the homecoming celebration.
Hey, I heard that you took care of another crisis while you were in Inazuma. Are the rumors true?
Mais
That's
je
what I
résous
heard
toujours des
too.
affaires.
Thanks to you, Inazuma's vision hunt decree was finally put to an end. Well done, traveler.
Captain's got quite the eye for people. She said she was sure that your trip to Inazuma would stir up some waves. And sure enough...
Ça n'a pas raté. Pourquoi j'ai que 2 cœurs? Que j'ai 2 cœurs en moins? Je sais pas. Je voulais juste discuter avec l'archon.
Look at you being
Ça doit être
so
un des deux choix, je
modest.
suppose.
We all know what you did to protect Liyue Harbor.
I've heard that they tell stories about you in Mondstadt, too. The honorary knight. Pretty impressive.
I'd say someone of your caliber would be right at home in the cracks. Right, sailors?
That's right. Wow, I'm getting excited just thinking of being the traveler's crewmate. Hey,
Yeah,
why do
ouais.
you say we arm wrestle?
I was worried you'd be too busy to show up.
Oh, Captain on deck!
Captain, we were just trying to talk the traveler into joining the crew.
Yeah, come on, Captain Beidou. Surely you've got a way to get the traveler on board.
Oh, he's on
Ok,
board
ils veulent
right
que je
now for
vienne
the
à bord.
celebration, isn't he?
Yeah, but just one celebration together is not enough. You know what we mean, Captain.
All right, I get it now. There is something special about you, traveler. You earned everyone's respect, myself included.
C'est vrai que je suis assez
So it
respecté
goes
en
without
général.
saying that the Crux would be honored to have a crew member such as yourself.
No doubt about that.
But then again, a hero like yourself doesn't just set off on a journey without some bigger purpose in mind. So should a hero really drop what they're doing just to spend day after day drifting at sea with us? Well, if that were the
Elle marque des
case,
points.
then the Crux, known for always moving forward to the next horizon, would instead be holding someone back.
Right. I guess we didn't think that part through.
Remember, rather than seeking out strong members to join us, you should be focusing on making yourselves the strongest that you can be. If we are powerful, they will come to us. Isn't that why
Okay.
everyone here chose to come aboard in the first place?
Yes? A strong sailor is always looking for a sturdy ship.
I guess I almost forgot the first lesson you ever taught me. Thanks for the reminder, Captain.
Just be sure you all keep that in mind. Now, there's no more need to hound the Traveler, as you were. The Traveler and I have something to discuss.
Ok, ouais, faut qu'on discute. Cassez-vous tous.
I'm glad you came. Welcome back aboard.
Ok, discutons. Les choses sérieuses. Vous avez de la sagesse, pardon. Sacré comité d'accueil, merci de m'avoir tiré de là. Vous savez mener votre barque. En vrai, elle gère, hein. Elle gère.
Do I? Oh, to be honest, I don't care for that kind of reputation. I don't want people to see me like some big shot official from Yujing Terrace. But I'll take it as a compliment. I'm glad you see me as well respected. I can't go getting too caught up in my own reputation, though. That's certainly not how the Crux made it to where we are today. As the head of the fleet, my task is to keep us on the right course, no matter how turbulent the seas may become. But then again, the crew isn't usually this riled up. It's not that they're arrogant, they're just bubbling with ambition, that's all. Their excitement today comes from their great respect for you, both your strength and your character. So please, don't take it the wrong way.
T'inquiète, on le prend pas mal. Pourquoi je le prendrais mal? Je suis passionné par la vie des marins. Pourquoi je le prendrais mal? Je vous en dois une de m'avoir amené à Inazuma. Après on avait fait je sais plus quoi, je crois, pour qu'elle nous amène un quand même. On avait gagné le tournoi ou je sais plus quoi.
All
Mais
good
bon.
then. Great.
On lui doit quand même.
Actually, speaking of Inazuma, I think your good luck must have rubbed off on me on the way over. I made an interesting find on the beach shortly after we parted ways. Let's talk about it over there, where it's a little quieter.
Ok. Elle me raconte des trucs. Qu'est-ce qu'elle veut me raconter? Ah oui, tu peux pas faire plus loin, genre. Après, t'es dans la mer.
So after we dropped you off in Rito, we found a shipwreck nearby. Probably belonged to Inazuman pirates. We searched the wreckage and found a map. At first, I thought it was a nautical chart. I was thinking we might discover a new sailing route if we were lucky. But after a closer look, I realized it wasn't a map of the sea at all. It was a Liyue treasure map, and no ordinary one at that.
Ouais, c'est pareil, démoniaque, maléfique.
Nothing like that. I just mean that the map was a mess. So it was the most I could do to figure out that the treasure was probably in Liyue. As for its exact location, I have no idea. I'd say I've explored Liyue pretty extensively, but still, this one managed to beat me. So,
Okay.
I thought of you. Nobody can beat you when it comes to treasure hunting on land, right?
Ouais, surtout Paimon, hein, celle qui aime les trésors. Je ne dirais pas que je suis le meilleur chasseur de trésors de tous les temps, seulement à ce jour. Ah.
Is that right? Well then, it looks like I'm in good hands. Here's the map, see what you can make of it.
Yo, recruté Young. Ah, ça fait longtemps,
So,
ouais, bah ouais, j'avais...
Where do you think it
J'ai
is?
pas trop stream, là, parce que j'avais pas trop... J'ai pas trop joué au jeu, en vrai. Il y avait pas trop de nouveautés et tout, donc... J'ai pas trop joué, je faisais autre chose. Et pour l'instant, il n'y a pas la quête d'histoire, et j'ai le seum. J'ai un seum de fou. J'ai un seum de fou parce que la quête d'histoire, je crois, elle sort le 14 décembre. Et genre, je suis en vacances. Je pars en vacances le 10 décembre. Pendant 2 semaines. Donc, je vais louper ça. Donc, je suis en retard sur ça et tout, j'ai trop le seum. Mais bon, c'est pas grave. C'est pas grave. Qu'est-ce qu'elle dit, elle? Je pense que c'est où? Je pense que ce sont les plaines Gli. Juste très mal dessiné. Je pense que c'est le village. Merde, j'ai pas fait gaffe.
Guili Plains.
J'ai pas vu la carte.
I never would have gotten that. How can you tell?
En comparant avec une carte normale. Yes.
Oh. Okay then.
La tristesse
So
d'un
you
homme.
do
Bah
live
ouais.
up to the hype. I can't believe you noticed that. You sure have an eye for detail.
Je vais tout découvrir tard
Let's
et
head
tout.
over there and take a look.
bon.
I'll need you to help me zero in on the specific location once we're there.
Merde, c'est où? Ok. Hum.
It should be around here, right? Who are they?
Ok, des chasseurs de
It's a
trésors.
bunch of treasure hoarders. I guess the treasure's for real then. There are quite a few of them. If things go south and fists start flying, stay behind me. I'm more than a match for these amateurs.
Ah, Beidou, elle se la pète trop là. Oh, pas besoin de toi. Go leur casser la gueule.
Keep digging, boys. Once we have our hands on the treasure,
Quel est le
everyone
programme
gets
de
a
ce soir?
share.
Le programme, c'est
You can all hold it right there.
ça, les escapades de
Who's that
Beidou
barking orders?
et peut-être
You know who you're up
Gourou,
against here? Keep going if you got a death wish.
en fonction de la durée
What
de celle-là.
It's
Et après, sinon, je sais pas, on verra, hein, du bonus.
Beidou. Run, boys, run!
Nobody move.
Quoi, ils ont peur de moi? Mais non.
Captain Beidou, Lord of the Ocean. This is all
Ah
my
ouais, il
fault.
flippe.
I didn't know who I was up against. I don't have a death wish. I swear. I got a big mouth is all. It's always saying things it shouldn't. I swear I'll wash it out with soap the moment I get
Pourquoi on leur
back.
fait pas cet effet, nous?
Please, have mercy. Will you spare us? Well, spare them, at least. These guys are just trying to put food in their mouths.
Ok,
They never hurt
il
a
est
soul.
sympa. Moi, je l'ai
If
pas,
you need
il
to take
est cool.
anyone, take me. Please, let them go. It was me that disrespected you. They never did and never would.
Beidou les
Is that
impressionne.
right?
Bah ouais,
Fine.
je vois. Hein.
Seems like you've got a heart in
Nous, on
there
a fait
somewhere,
36 000 aventures,
seeing
mais
how
on n'a
you
pas le
treat
même
your
effet.
crew. I'll let you off the hook this time. Get out of here!
Les
Thank
gars,
you, Captain
plissés.
Beidou. Thank you.
Wait.
T'as une petite carotte quand même.
What else might the merciful and mighty Beidou require?
This treasure's still up for grabs. The Crux fleet honors the rule of first come, first served. You found it first, so name your price. I can't have any rumors going around about Captain Beidou stealing other people's treasure, can I?
Ok.
Captain Beidou, we wouldn't dare take more from you. Take the treasure as an apology for my foolish words. Please, take
putain.
it. Please.
Oh? Well, if you insist. I accept your kind offer, and I'll make you one in return. You don't seem like terrible folks, so let me help you get onto the right track. If you want to mend your ways and put all this behind you, the Crux can probably arrange some odd jobs in the port for you.
Ok,
It'd be
on va
humble
leur faire
work,
nettoyer le
but
pont.
at least it'd get you on your feet and making an honest living. A much better deal than what you've got going now, if you ask me.
Wow, thank you, Captain Beidou. On behalf of me and all my boys.
Right.
Ok, ça veut dire
Let's see what we've got in here.
ils sont recrutés ou pas?
This isn't what we're looking for. Let's look around. Maybe we'll find
Inspecter
it.
les endroits suspects. Je sais même pas ce que c'est ça. Aïe, ça me gratte. Ok, c'est rien du tout.
Those rocks look kind of weird.
C'est Pierre. Ah oui, effectivement.
Let's see if there's anything there.
Bien vu.
Shine down.
Nothing.
Ah, vraiment,
Let's keep looking.
je vais inspecter les cailloux. Oh. Attendez. Ok.
What are those hilly
Qu'est-ce qu'ils
trolls
regardent?
digging for? Wait, actually, I've heard they sometimes dig for buried treasure. Let's go take a closer look.
Merde, putain, c'est fichu que j'ai.
By royal decree. Nowhere to hide.
Normalement, c'est pas fichu que j'ai.
Don't blink. With sword comes shadow.
Tun, 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 tun.
Speed of light.
Avec les 5 cœurs de l'escapade. Attends. Tu parles de quoi? Tu parles de... La souche. Ah, on peut pas le voir là. Ah, si, c'est ça. Tu parles de ça là? Pourquoi moi j'ai que 4 cœurs? J'ai pas eu de cœur en moins et j'ai quand même 4 cœurs. C'est qu'en fait les escapades c'est... Enfin elles sont reliées genre.
Nope, not here either. Now that we've searched all the places of interest in this area and come up with nothing, you got any ideas?
Bah non.
It's
Captain Beidou! Captain Beidou!
Huh?
Ok, qu'est-ce qu'il veut
Hey,
lui?
what brings you back here?
Captain Beidou! Actually, we've just been wandering around nearby. We didn't go far, because we were thinking about what you said and... Well, me and the boys decided we're ready to move away from all of this and get on the straight and narrow.
Oh?
Ok.
Are you sure?
Yes, absolutely sure.
Ça accumule
Okay
avec le
then.
temps. Et si j'arrive à
But I'll
0,
warn you right now, you won't have it easy. It might
Ça fait
just
quoi
be
si t'arrives à
menial
0 du
work
coup?
in the port, but in the eyes of the general public, you'll be associates of the Crux. So there'll be a grueling test you have to go through before you can start.
I understand. Truth be told, Captain, it's only because it's you, the mighty and honorable Captain Beidou. If it had been anyone else, I don't think I'd have listened. And since you made us this kind offer, I'd like to ask, if I might be so bold, is there any hope at all for us to become full members of the Crux in the future? Even the tiniest shred of hope?
Well, there's no place in the Crux for delusions of grandeur, that's for sure. But
ok.
then again, everybody has to start somewhere. So, it comes down to you. If you manage to impress me and earn the respect of my crew, then yeah, nothing's impossible.
Thank you, Captain Beidou. Thank you 1,000 times over.
En vrai, il est gentil, lui.
I couldn't help but notice you were searching for something else. It still hasn't turned up?
Why? Do you have any clues?
We heard about two
Ouais,
treasures,
tu recommences,
both in
mais seulement
Guayli
l'escapade
Plains. We were still looking for the first
dans
one when
lequel
you
t'es en
found
cours,
us. So maybe the other one might be what you're looking for.
je crois.
Not too far from here, but I'm just not sure of the exact location. All the info we got about this treasure came from the black market. The answer's hidden inside a poem which goes like this. Drunkenly I gazed at the ruins long forsaken,
Oula.
and lay beneath red leaves whose branches cast a crooked shade. The dusk sun shone upon the sea as I awakened, but Guyon stood twixt weary eyes and the sight of home they crave. As for the ruins long forsaken part, I do know of some ruins near here, but beyond that line, I don't... I'm just not smart enough.
Ouais, t'es un peu
So a
bête.
treasure clue hidden in a poem, huh? Don't worry, we got this. See my friend here? If they taught treasure hunting as an art form, you'd probably be calling him Grandmaster. This kind of thing's a piece of cake for him. Am I right?
Spoil. Je lis. J'ai vu que si tu n'as pas... Ah ouais? Ça veut dire que je peux pas débloquer toutes les fins. Ça serait chiant ça par contre. Et si on commençait plutôt à chercher ce trésor?
Okay then. Let's start by heading to the site and surveying the scene. Maybe we'll find some other clues over there.
Okay, come on boys, you heard the captain!
Mais là
Lead
par
the
exemple
way.
je suis à 4 cœurs. Je sais pas s'il y a un endroit où je peux choisir de recommencer. En mode je reset la quête et j'ai remis 5 cœurs. Je sais pas si c'est possible.
These are the long forsaken ruins from the poem. Apparently they were once full of treasure. But judging by the state of them now, it's probably long gone.
It seems that we need to dig deeper into this poem. Drunkenly I gazed at the ruins long forsaken, and lay beneath red leaves whose branches cast a crooked shade. The dusk sun shone upon the sea as I awakened, but Guyon stood twixt weary eyes and the sight of home they crave. Do you have any ideas?
Non.
Ah,
Ok.
somewhere
Si, si,
you
j'ai
can
une idée, en
see
fait.
the ruins from. So somewhere not too far from here? Yeah, and maybe the shadow cast by the tree is supposed to hint at something.
Putain c'est beau hein. On est trop malin en fait.
Oh, I got it! This guy fell asleep and woke up just before sunset!
Dusk and the shadow of a red-leaved tree. I think we can work with that. Let's take a look around. I think we're getting close.
On se rapproche, va falloir choisir l'heure aussi. Ça me dit du poème. C'est ça là, c'est l'arbre cheveux flamboyants. Là. Ok, c'est ça. Putain, je suis trop fort.
Found it! At long last, the treasure is finally in our hands.
Salut
A check
ZX
from the
Dawn.
Northland Bank. You really came through. We found the spot in no time.
ZX Dawn. Je
Without
sais pas
your
comment ça se
help, I
prononce.
don't think I ever would have gotten my hands on it.
Je pense que j'aurais jamais mis la main dessus. Je m'attendais à quelque chose d'un peu plus unique. Est-ce que on peut l'échanger contre beaucoup de Mora? Un tonneau, je sais pas.
Not much, but enough for an average person to survive on for a while. But there's more to this particular check than that. When I found the treasure map, it was tightly sealed inside a small bottle along with a letter. I'll let you read it for yourself.
Oh putain. Si vous avez trouvé cette bouteille, c'est que je ne suis probablement plus déjà de ce monde. T'inquiète, prononce comme tu veux. Ok, ça marche. Ça sera plus simple. J'ai cru que monter à bord d'un bateau pirate était une bonne idée pour rejoindre l'IU. Tout le monde sait que les pirates sont pleins de ressources, mais je ne m'imaginais pas que... Enfin bon. Comme on dit souvent, c'est la vie. Avant de venir à Inazuma, j'avais peur que la maison de la vieille mère soit cambriolée, car elle vit seule, alors j'ai enterré un chèque contenant tous les moras que j'ai économisés ces dernières années à l'endroit indiqué sur cette carte. S'il vous plaît, aidez-moi à retrouver ce chèque et à donner une petite partie de l'argent à ma mère pour qu'elle ait de quoi vivre. Ok. Il suffit de l'échanger à la banque et d'apporter une petite somme d'argent à ma mère. Minamoto Kotomi. Je sais pas si on l'a déjà vu, elle. Je sais pas si on l'a déjà vu. Qui vit dans les plaines Guili. Bien sûr, le reste des moras vous appartiendra, ok. Vous pourrez en faire ce que vous voulez. Je vous remercie infiniment pour votre aide. Ma chère maman, j'ai trouvé plein de ces fleurs de cerisier de ton pays natal. Malheureusement, je ne pourrai pas venir te les offrir. Je suis désolé. Ok, c'est triste. Et du coup, nous, on va ramener les moras? On va aller à la banque? Non, je peux t'ajouter... bah, si tu veux, en vrai, tu peux m'ajouter si tu veux, mais je joue pas en ligne, en vrai. Donc, je fais surtout les histoires et tout, et après, je farme pas des masses non plus et tout. Genre... Je suis pas sûr qu'on joue ensemble. Mais bon, tu pourras quand même m'ajouter si tu veux. C'est la dernière volonté d'un homme qui a connu un destin tragique. C'est la dernière volonté d'un homme qui chérissait sa mère. Ouais, carrément.
Yeah. I can't fault him for what he did, but the way things turned out... All I can say is, life is unpredictable. Well, let's fulfill his final wish by taking this check to where it belongs.
Tiens, si tu veux m'ajouter... c'est ça qu'il te faut, je crois. Je laisse 2 secondes. On sait jamais. Alors. Vas-y, on va prendre un peu d'avance. J'ai pas le temps pour vous en fait.
Well, this is it. Oh boys, it's time for your first job.
C'est la mère, ça?
Give this check to the old lady who lives in that wooden hut. Tell her it's a welfare payment from the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Yes, boss.
What's up?
Je veux lui offrir également. C'est gentil.
I see. But you only find sakura blooms in certain places, right? It must have been quite a bit of work collecting all these, surely. Let's just pick one, huh? One's enough to show that you care. You've already helped me out so much today. Okay, off you go then. Take her the sakura bloom along with the check. And if she asks, tell her, your child in a faraway land sends his best wishes.
Ok. C'est mignon en vrai. C'est beau. Ah ouais, c'est beau. Elle est stylée la photo. Elle est très stylée. Fleurs de cerisier sur les plaines Guili. les pensées du fils vagabond parviennent à sa mère. Comme les fleurs de cerisier de sa patrie tombent dans l'océan. Hein? Ah ok, oui, c'est ça, les fleurs de cerisier. Attends, il n'y en avait pas qu'une, là. Tu déconnes. Ok, parfait. Parfait, parfait. On a fait la première. C'est vrai que la photo est cool. Ouais, non, mais franchement, les photos, elles sont vraiment cool, hein, souvent. Elles sont vraiment belles. Attends, juste avant que j'oublie. Paf. Ok. Donc ça, c'est bon. On va reprendre ici.
I'm all for work-life balance, but
Oh putain, faut aller sur le bateau. Ah, mais putain, on peut se TP. Bah, voilà autre chose. Oh, il y a des coffres, mais j'ai loupé ça tout à l'heure.
you receive.
Oh, fuck. Au revoir. Putain, j'ai loupé tous ces coffres tout à l'heure, je suis vraiment un con. Ok.
So after we dropped you off in Rito, we found a shipwreck nearby. We searched the wreck at first, I thought, but after a closer look,
Alors ça, j'ai fait... Merde, j'ai
nothing
pas lu.
like
Ah oui, c'était la
that.
présence,
I
je sais
just
pas
mean
quoi.
that the map was a mess. So it was the most I could do to figure out that the treasure was probably in Lyra. As for its exact location, I have no idea. I'd say I've explored Liwa pretty extensively, but still, this one managed to beat me. So, I thought of you. Nobody can beat you when it comes to treasure hunting on land, right?
Mais t'as pas des quêtes d'histoire à faire, c'est plus important que les escapades. Bah, quête d'histoire, j'ai... bah non. Enfin, ça dépend ce que t'appelles quête d'histoire. Je vais te montrer ce que j'ai à faire. Je vais te montrer après ça.
Is that
Vous me connaissez
right?
bien. Parce que j'ai des
then,
quêtes...
it looks
en
like
fait,
I'm
c'est
in
pas
good hands.
répertorié dans
Here's
les
the map.
quêtes
See what you can
d'histoire.
make of it.
Mais oui, j'ai des trucs qui seraient importants, je pense.
So, where do you think it is? Chingsa Village. I don't see the resemblance at all. How'd you come to that conclusion? Oh, okay then. I'm definitely a
Donc là, c'est
rookie
le
at
deuxième lieu.
this. But your word's good enough for me. Time for a trip to Chingsa. You're coming with me, of course. I'll need you to help me zero in on the specific location once we're there.
Allez, allons trouver l'endroit. Niveau quête, j'ai ça là. J'ai toujours ce truc à faire là depuis super longtemps. Et après, j'ai ça. Trouvez votre chemin dans le brouillard. Ah oui, c'est ce truc où faut enlever les brouillards. Je ne parle pas des quêtes d'Archon. C'est ceux-là, les quêtes d'histoire. Hein? Tiens, voilà, j'ai ça à faire comme quête. Il y a plein de quêtes de merde là. Quête du monde, voilà. Plus ces deux, celles-là, faut vraiment que je les finisse. Et là, je fais l'escapade. Et quête d'histoire, il n'y a rien, tu vois, il n'y a que dalle. Je suis déjà à jour, j'ai déjà tout fait. Hop. Bon, c'est loin. Donc oui, j'en ai quand même quelques-unes qui à faire, mais elles sont pas non plus giga importantes. Enfin, je pense. Et puis là, j'aime bien, je découvre les persos, moi. On découvre un peu les histoires de chaque personnage.
Ah, Beidou! Wow, and the traveler! My goodness, what's the occasion? Just here to visit us old folks once again? It hasn't been all that long since we last had a visit from the Crux. But I'm glad you picked today. You're just the people I need. These two young rascals, they've been arguing with each other non-stop about some petty nonsense or other. I'm too old to get through to them. They won't listen to me. please, talk some
Ah ouais,
sense into
faut
them.
régler les
Rest
conflits.
assured, Granny Wangshuin, whatever the situation is, the Traveler and I will take care of it.
Oh, thank goodness. It's Captain Beidou. You couldn't have come at a better time. You're the voice of reason I need in this situation.
Captain, please.
Elle en peut
Help me
plus.
get justice.
Whoa, hey. What exactly is going on here? Spit it out, tell me everything.
It makes me mad just talking about it. G here, I don't know if he's got a screw loose or what his problem is. But anyway, he took it upon
Une armée
himself
de
to raise,
pinsons, c'est quoi ça?
well, practically a whole army of finches, okay? And now guess what? They fly onto my land and completely destroy at least half of my crops. I asked him to pay compensation, but he refused. Now how is that fair?
Captain, I'm innocent. They're not even my finches. I just thought they looked kind of cute, you know, so I fed them a couple of times. They're wild birds, though.
A couple times? Are you kidding me? That's rich. Really rich. There were 2 of them when you first started. 2 finches. Now you have a whole roof full of finch nests. I swear,
Bah,
every
elle est
time
merveilleuse,
I
hein.
come by your place, I think I'm at a bird market. I'm telling you, you are not gonna get away with this anymore.
So, yeah, I mean, they laid a few eggs, made a few nests, but finches gotta finch, you know? These are wild birds. I mean, they'll do whatever they please.
Quoi? Attends. Zukrising Young avait raison, si tu avais fait un mauvais choix, tu perds un cœur. Ouais, mais ça, en fait, je crois que ça m'est arrivé à la première escapade, en fait. Genre, j'avais perdu des cœurs, et je crois que j'avais même perdu la quête, ou je sais plus quoi. Mais depuis très longtemps, genre, je perds plus de cœurs, ou pas beaucoup, ou j'en ai peut-être ben, j'en ai reperdu un, voilà quoi. Mais c'est compliqué d'en perdre, je trouve. Donc bon, ça va. C'est pas compliqué du coup de tout avoir.
So that's how it is. I think I got the picture. What's your take?
Oula, ouais, ça je suis d'accord. Bah il avait qu'à pas les nourrir, hein.
Yeah, you have a
Moi
point.
je trouve, hein.
Gee, let's say I'm interested in buying these finches off you. What would you say to that?
Are you serious, Captain? Oh, that would be great. Honestly, with all this trouble they've been causing me lately, they've become a bit of a burden. So if you're happy to take them off my hands, that would be perfect.
All right, deal. My only condition is, you have to use some of the money to compensate Wenjing for her losses.
Bah oui, normal.
Come on. But I never raised them, did I?
Well, you tell me. You took my deal, that means you admitted to being the owner, doesn't it? Otherwise, what gives you the right to sell them to me?
Captain Beidou's right. If you didn't raise them, what makes you think you can go taking her money for them, huh?
Well...
Don't worry, my offer includes plenty left over for you after deducting the compensation. This way, you get something back for looking after
Putain, on
them.
est cool, nous en fait on donne des sous comme ça.
Okay, I'll pay the compensation.
I hope you 2 are very grateful indeed to Beidou. I dare say no one else will be quite so accommodating
Ouais, elle
toward
doit
the
être née
people
là ou
of
une
our
connerie comme ça, non?
village.
Granny
donne des sous
Wangshuin,
comme ça,
as you
genre.
know, many of the boys from your fine village do sterling work for the Crux.
Elle est trop
The fleet
gentille,
wouldn't
Beidou.
be what it is today without them, so please think nothing of it.
Ah ok, ok, ok.
Gee, Wenjing, I guess you're free to go.
Captain Beidou! Captain Beidou, you're here!
Putain, qu'est-ce qu'il veut lui?
Pops Shing, it's been a long time. How have you been?
Don't get me started. I've been having some real trouble with that neighbor of mine, Jen. We keep having the same argument, and it just
Ah
goes
putain, encore un conflit,
nowhere.
wesh.
I heard you were in the village, so I
Pas
rushed
possible.
over to seek your help.
What's the issue?
Oh, come with me. You'll see. Let's go find Jen and clear this whole thing up, face to face.
Hein? Ok, face to face. Pourquoi moi il n'y a pas de son quand les personnages parlent quand je joue? Bon, ça doit être un truc genre dans tes paramètres, je pense. Mélanie. Ça doit être genre soit dans audio, dialogue, tu vois. Faut les mettre à 10.
Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
Et ça se trouve... tu peux même choisir de les activer ou les désactiver, je sais pas où. Je sais pas où, je t'avoue. C'est peut-être juste ça, là, truc d'audio. Sinon, je sais pas. Ok, faut qu'on ait une petite conversation.
Captain Beidou, you're here.
I heard that you and Pops Shing had a little misunderstanding. So, what's up? Tell me about it.
Gen planted a tree on his property a few years back. I had no issue with it at the time. It's just a tree. But a few years on, it's grown taller than the roof of my house. Every morning when I get up and open the window, I just want to feel the sun on my face. But I'm greeted instead by the looming shadow of my neighbor's tree. It really affects my mood. I asked Jen to cut it down so I could get some sunlight back on my property. But he said no. It's like he's done this on purpose just to drive me crazy.
Captain Beidou, you gotta believe me. I didn't intend to block the sunlight, but there's nothing I can do about it now. It's not just any old tree, you see. That tree was planted there by my late father. Not long after he planted it, he passed away. And just before he passed, he left me with some parting words. He said our family's fortune was inauspicious and we needed something to suppress the bad luck. That's what he planted the tree for. How can I just chop it down?
Ouais, c'est peut-être un bug car le... Ouais, bah oui, si t'as un vieux ordi, c'est possible.
I spent a few years studying in Liyue Harbor, so I don't actually share his superstitious beliefs. But still, that doesn't change the fact that this was my father's...
Okay, I think I'm all clear on the situation. What are you thinking?
Qu'est-ce que tu en penses? En vrai, sans les quêtes d'archon, le jeu est moins bien. Ouais, bah ouais, je suis... Enfin... Moi, j'aime beaucoup aussi justement les quêtes d'archon et tout. L'histoire principale, elle est vraiment top. Les quêtes annexes sont quand même cool, je trouve. Les quêtes annexes sont quand même cool. Les quêtes d'escapade, elles sont... Ça dépend. Ça dépend. Elles sont pas toujours top.
Yeah, you have a point. Jen, I'm truly
Après, c'est vrai que
sorry to
le
hear that your
farm et
father
tout, moi, ça me
passed
saoule
away.
vite. Hein.
But
Enfin, maintenant,
look,
ça me saoule.
you can't use that as an excuse for harming other people. You really should have thought about the impact that planting that tree would have on your neighbors before you went ahead with it. However, this tree is special to you. I understand that, and it would be cruel to make you chop it down. So, how about you move the tree to somewhere where it won't block the sunlight? Somewhere else in your courtyard, or even outside it if you have to. Just as long as it stops posing a problem for Pops Shing.
Attends, quoi, tu vas déplacer l'arbre?
Pops Shing, thoughts?
Your idea works for me, Captain Beidou. Forcing Jen to cut it down was never my real goal. I just want some sunlight back. That's all I ask.
Honestly,
c'est quoi le farm? Le farm, c'est... comment dire, récolter des ressources et tout. C'est tuer des mobs ou des monstres ou faire des donjons et tout. Pour récupérer plein de trucs et augmenter tes armes. Tout ça. Fabriquer des armes. Augmenter les personnages, améliorer les personnages, tout ça. C'est ça le farm. Et du coup, c'est un peu répétitif.
On a separate note, I remember the Crux last visited the village not very long ago. Is there some special reason why you're back in person so soon?
Nothing all that special, just personal reasons. I'm looking for some treasure.
Ouais, à la base, moi, je suis là pour un trésor. Hein.
Treasure? Wait a second. That reminds me, I saw Chongping and Defu arguing in the fields earlier.
Okay, bah,
it sounded like they were both trying to lay claim to some treasure. I don't know if it's related to the one you're looking for, but anyway, they're probably still there now.
Really?
Ouais, ouais,
Okay,
aventurement,
well, you
peut-être
and Pop
que,
Shane
je
can go
ferai
about your
Goro après.
business now. I'll go see what the situation is.
Si je suis chaud. Mais c'est possible. Après, ça dépend. Si vraiment celle-là, elle met 2 heures à se finir, je dois. Mais dans l'idéal, oui, j'aimerais bien faire Goro après. Merde, c'est ici.
Huh? Beidou, you're just in time. Devu is being completely unreasonable.
What happened?
I'm not being unreasonable, Captain. I got Chongping to help me plow my land because it's the busy season. And then, what do you know? He plows up a treasure chest. Way I see it, it's my land. So the treasure belongs to me, right? I think it's a pretty clear-cut case.
Tu joues au jeu la nuit.
You say that, Devu.
Bah,
But what you're
ouais.
forgetting is that I came to help you plow your fields out of the goodness
Parce
of
qu'en
my
journée, je peux
heart.
pas.
And you haven't paid me a single mora.
En journée, je
It was also
travaille.
my
Le
plowing
soir,
that turned up this
pareil, il faut
chest.
que je fasse des trucs
However
et
you
tout.
cut it, surely I'm entitled to at least some of the
C'est
treasure.
compliqué. C'est compliqué. Du coup, je joue
The
quand je peux.
domestic drama just keeps coming today. What are your thoughts?
On dirait qu'on n'a pas fini avec les petites histoires. Bah ouais. Mais demain, tu vas pas te lever tôt? Si, carrément, si. Demain, je me lève à 7h40, mais voilà. C'est comme ça, hein. Vu que enfin, voilà, je veux aussi streamer et tout, donc je joue tard. Je connais une spécialiste des affaires juridiques. Ouais, moi j'ai pas d'autorité.
I think I'm up to speed here. If you two really want to take this further, I can get a legal expert from Liyue Harbor to adjudicate.
Après, moi je joue,
As for
mais
the
toi
costs, I'll cover
t'es sur le live aussi, hein.
What do you think?
Eh oui.
Neither of you seems thrilled about this course of action. Okay, so plan B. I'll be straight with you. The reason I came here today was to look for some treasure. Chances are it's hiding right there in the chest you're both fighting over. So, how about you two stop fighting over it and do me a favor by handing it to me? Of course, I'll be indebted to both of you. If either of you ever needs anything in the future, the Crux will not hesitate to lend you our support.
Captain, you're far too kind, really. Indebted? That won't be necessary.
Ok, donnez-moi le
If
coffre.
you want this chest, you go ahead and take it.
Yep, totally agree. If only I'd known you were looking for this chest. You should have said something. I would have delivered it to you personally to save you the
Ouais, la
trip.
journée va être dure demain. Bah,
It seems
ouais.
like it's been quite a busy day for you.
À force, on
Helping
prend le
us
rythme,
settle all
on
our
prend
little
l'habitude.
quarrels. Come on, let's go to the village. I'll rally the masses. We'll get some good food and good drink and have a good old get-together.
Don't worry about the chest.
Ok,
I'll
moi je veux
carry
bien
it.
faire la fête, hein. Good. Eh, Mélanie, pour info, Crazy, c'est plein de trucs. Chaque fois, il me sort des trucs que je sais pas. Merde, attendez minutes. Ah ouais, carrément faux. Wow. 21h. 21h. Ok. Il connaît plein de trucs. Bah ouais, il connaît plein de trucs. Et il se renseigne. Non, on se renseigne pas assez, c'est ça le problème. Ok, c'est bon, je suis à la bonne heure.
Adventuring, as in business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Là, il faut que je fasse un truc aussi. Tac, changer mon équipe. Tac.
Just sharpen my spear.
Ah, je sais pas du tout quand ça arrive tout ça. Ok, on va
What
se
a
remplir la
fun day
panse.
today has been. Beidou has solved an awful lot of problems in our village.
She sure has. Without Captain Beidou, that compensation payment would have bankrupted me. Yeah, and if it weren't for Captain Beidou, I'd still be arguing with Pops Xing.
Here, here. We have plenty to thank Captain Beidou for, I'm sure. I propose a toast in her honor.
To Captain Beidou. Cheers!
I couldn't ask for more than the chance to get everyone together and drink to our heart's content. Cheers!
Cheers. Buvez, buvez tous.
That really hit the spot. Want to get some air? The view in this place is pretty good. We can take a look through the contents
Vas-y,
of
go
that
prendre
chest
l'air.
while we're at it. Chongping placed it by the water wheel.
Elle a trop bu.
Are you kidding? Beidou can handle her liquor. Come on,
Elle est
come on, let's
complètement
go.
pétée. Ok, let's go. Rendez-vous au moulin. Ah ouais, elle a 2.5, 2.6, voire plus tard, putain, c'est dans longtemps. Ah merde, je croyais que c'était un coffre.
So, I've been thinking. Everyone seems to trust me enough to let me have the final word on their disputes. But don't you think some of my solutions can be a little stupid? You can laugh, I don't mind. Take Chongping and Dufu's wrangling over that chest, for instance. I had no clue who it should belong to, so I just came up with this stupid idea of taking it for myself. At least that way, neither of them would feel like it was unfair. But, I mean, I'm no Ningguang. I can't make a perfect deal every time. And I'm no Yanfei either.
Ningguang.
Not all my judgment calls are going to be 100% fair and square. I am Beidou, and my strength is in trading favors.
T'inquiète, c'est déjà bien. Reste Beidou. Beidou, Beidou. Y a aucun personnage d'Andro.
You think I should be more selective? Some people think their favors are so valuable that they need to plan out how and when to use them to maximize the return on their
Beidou,
investment.
ouais, il avait un œil divin.
As a bargaining chip.
Je crois qu'il avait un œil divin.
Others
Aussi.
see doing favors as a burden, not worth anything in monetary terms and prone to getting you locked in a cycle of constantly returning the favor back and forth. But the way I see it, favors are what keep people connected to one another. Over thousands of years, the people of Liyue have
T'imagines
created
si le combat
bonds
final c'est
between
avec
each other by doing
avec
someone a favor
Payman?
here
Je pense
and
pas.
asking for a favor there.
De toute façon, le combat final,
This means that no individual is
il n'y aura
truly
jamais
on
vraiment de
their
combat
own
final,
out
je
there.
pense.
When someone falls
Sinon,
down,
le jeu, il
there's an
s'arrête, quoi.
invisible net made of human connections, waiting to catch them and get them back on their feet. Over the years, I've come to owe favors to a great many people, and many other people have come to owe me one. These are the countless bonds between us, like so many fish in the sea. And they're the reason that the Crux and I have survived the countless hardships we faced. I believe that if there ever comes a day when the world is overrun by monsters, Liyue's legal system collapses and the land is thrust back into an age of war, it's these bonds that will see us all through the dark days ahead, until we come out on the other side.
Ok, hein, c'est beau son discours. C'est pour que je vous doive une faveur que vous m'avez demandé de vous aider à chercher ce trésor.
I'm not saying that. But either way, we have a pretty firm bond between us already, don't you think?
C'est vrai.
Was this wind brewed in a winery? It's making me lightheaded.
Putain, elle va
I
s'évanouir.
feel like I'm forgetting something. Something we were literally just talking about.
Sûrement que ça ne devait pas être important.
Oh, yeah, the chest! Oh, I got so immersed in our conversation that I forgot all about the main
Ah, le
event.
coffre.
Come on, let's open it up and see what's inside. Oh, that's it? A whole lot of nothing? It's not exactly what I was looking for, but you know what? I don't care. The fun part was going on a treasure hunt with you. Come on, let's get back to the party. Tonight, we go big before we go home.
Let's go to the party. Yes, encore une petite photo. Entre nous, les liens d'une communauté... Oh putain, pardon. Les liens d'une communauté représentent les cordages qui unissent les cœurs. C'est beau, c'est beau. Le dernier acte, ça sera dans longtemps. Bah ouais, carrément. Carrément. Attends, c'est pas là que je dois aller. Hop. Les quêtes. Quête. Donc ces deux chemins, c'est fait. Hop, faut que je reprenne au début. C'est juste que j'ai beaucoup de héros cryo dans mon groupe. Moi je n'en ai pas tant que ça, moi. Je n'en ai même pas beaucoup, je crois.
Well, would you look who's here? Looks like it's going to be a day to remember.
Ahoy there, Trav. Hey, that's what I heard.
Captain's got quite the eye for people. She said she was sure that your trip to Inazuma would stir up some waves. And sure enough.
Alors c'était quoi le décision? La capitaine a encore jugé juste.
Look at you being so modest. We all know what you did to protect Liyue Harbor.
I've heard that they tell stories about you in Mondstadt too. The honorary knight. Pretty impressive.
I'd say someone of your caliber would be right at home in the cracks. Right, sailors?
That's right. Wow, I'm getting excited just thinking of being the Traveler's crewmate. Hey, what do you say we arm wrestle?
I was worried you'd be too busy to show up.
Mais non, t'inquiète pas.
Captain on deck!
Captain, we were just trying to talk the Traveler.
Yeah, come on, Captain.
Oh, he's on board right now?
Yeah, but just one celebration together is not enough. You know what we...
All right, I get it now.
Oh, attendez, il y a eu plein de messages
There's
là.
something special about you, Traveler. You earned everyone's
Ah
respect,
ouais, le voyageur carrément.
myself included. So it goes without saying that the Crux would be honored to have a crew member such as yourself.
No doubt about that.
But then again, a hero like yourself doesn't just
Ouais,
set off on a journey without
retrouvera le
some
jumeau,
bigger purpose in mind. So should a hero really drop what they're doing just to spend day after day drifting? Well, if that were the case...
Right.
Remember, isn't that why every...
Yes?
I guess I almost forgot.
Just be... I'm glad you came. Welcome back aboard.
Sacré comité d'accueil. Vous avez de la sagesse.
Thanks. I'll take that. Some rumors have it that the leader of the Crux is so powerful that she could slay the mighty Leviathan Haishan without breaking a sweat.
Non, moi je joue pas le voyageur
I can't go getting too
perso.
caught up in my own reputation, though.
Après ça dépend où t'en
Certainly
es.
not how the Crux made it to where we are today. As the head of the fleet,
Ça dépend
my
où t'en es
task
dans le
is to
jeu.
keep us on the right course, no matter how turbulent the seas may become. But then again, the crew isn't usually this riled up. It's not that they're arrogant, they're just bubbling with ambition, that's all. Their excitement today comes from their great respect for you, both your strength and your character.
Pourquoi je le prendrais mal? Je suis passionné par la vie.
Oh, is that so? Well, it just so happens that we're doing
Non, je
some
veux dire
recruitment and
que
training for new crew members while we're
suivant les
back.
personnages que t'as
It'll be
débloqués,
a first-rate chance to learn the life of a sailor.
il y a des personnages plus forts et tout. Et plus,
Since you're
plus
interested,
cool à
why
jouer.
don't you come along and experience a sailor's life firsthand? I'm curious to see if you'll take the sea by storm
Après, je sais
in the
pas
same
si
way you have on land.
le voyageur il est peut-être très fort, hein, je sais même pas. Montre-moi les ficelles du métier. Les océans déchaînés, peut-être pas.
Good.
Ok, montre-moi.
Come with me. I've got something interesting for you to see.
Ok, on va s'entraîner avec les
Chief
marins.
Mate Juza's breaking in the newcomers, but I think we can spare you the tedium of that. After this, the new crew members will be arranged into 2 teams for more specialized training, according to their own aptitudes and the needs of the fleet. One team will learn comprehensive survival skills, including maritime emergency rescue, marine meteorology, psychological counseling, and so on. They will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe navigation. That's why we call them the Shield of the Crux.
Les boucliers du Crux. C'est quoi l'autre équipe? La lance du Crux. L'œil. La plume.
The vision of the Crux. Oh, we don't have that many visions, kid. As one might expect, we call the other team the Spear of the Crux, because they'll be learning about naval warfare. They'll make up the armed portion of our crew. Also, they're responsible for handling the fleet's cargo deals. So, what do you think? Which team is for you?
Je sais pas. Merde, j'ai pas tout lu. Moi j'ai envie d'être genre la lance, je veux piquer les gens.
You truly are an adventurer at heart. Let's start with the fundamentals for any armed crew member. Basic boat handling. Follow me.
En fait c'est un perso qui va apporter beaucoup de particules élémentaires. Ah ok, ouais, ça peut être intéressant du coup.
These are some older skirmish boats that we keep on the Alcor as backup. Although they've been made redundant by newer models now, they're still fully kitted out. They're perfect for when we need to do simulated battles as part of crew training. Disappointed? So this isn't quite on the scale that you had in mind, huh? To be honest, the Alcor going into battle is the last thing I'd ever want to see. In fact, out of all the confrontations we've ever had, almost all were resolved by negotiation. Only when negotiations fail do we consider deploying our armed fighters and skirmish boats, and they alone are enough to handle most situations. The only reason the Alcor would ever need to open fire would be if it were a fight to the death. The Alcor serves only two purposes, to deter or to destroy. We are an armed fleet with a strong sense of justice, not war-hungry lunatics. We're very careful about determining when to use force and exactly what level of force to use. All of this to say that mastering a small attack craft is quite enough for new crew members. Do you have any experience piloting small armed vessels?
Bye Mélanie, bonne nuit, hein. Repose-toi bien. Bye bye. Merci d'être venu, merci d'être passé. C'était cool. Merci beaucoup. À la prochaine. Tu as déjà l'expérience des petits vaisseaux de guerre? Oui. Oui, c'est vrai qu'on a navigué sur l'eau avec un bateau qui lançait des boules. C'est ça, exactement. Ah oui, un tourbillon aussi. Je sais tout faire.
You mean you can do the jobs of a helmsman and a gunner simultaneously? Wow, that's quite an achievement. Even in the Crux, there are few who can do that. Seems like you're a natural. In that case, I'll skip the basics on how to operate your craft. The goal of this exercise is simple. Steer your skirmish boat along the prescribed route and return here within the time limit. You can start when you're ready. I'll be waiting here so I can observe your skills.
Ok. Ça on connaît, on sait faire. Ouais, ça on sait faire. Là, on va accélérer un peu parce que... Ça, normalement, c'est facile. Un petit dérapage. Voilà, quel pilotage. Mais il est plus maniable que celui qu'il y avait eu dans la quête. Là. Enfin, que celui qu'on a quoi, de base. Je trouve. Wow, j'ai failli me louper à la fin. Ok, easy.
Nicely done. That was a joy to watch. Perfect timing on the turns, you kept your craft stable on the straightaway. It was like watching a well-rehearsed show.
Je ne me suis... Quoi? Je ne me suis même pas à fond. Enfin, des fois, ils font des erreurs de traduction. Il veut dire que je ne manque pas d'entraînement en la matière. Ouais. Je naviguais plus d'une fois.
All right. It's high time I introduced you to some of the more serious business that the Crux takes on. Come with me. We're going to Liyue Harbor.
Allez, go à Liu. Pourquoi il y a eu un bruit bizarre? Tac.
You may be aware that as an armed fleet, the Crux is kinda like the maritime equivalent of a guard for hire. We work as an armed carrier, earning our keep by successfully delivering the goods entrusted to us from A to B. Aside from that, though, there is also one other important way we make income.
Des missions rémunérées par la guilde des aventuriers, des primes pour la capture de pirates, des frais de conseil pour l'organisation de cours de formation accélérés pour le compte d'autres équipages. Ouais, genre ça.
Actually, it's trading in certain kinds of goods.
Hey, my hotshot accountant. Nice of you to join us.
Cut it out, boss. Juza sent me here with a message. He says preparations are now underway. If you give me the all clear, I'll head straight over.
Okay. Be careful. Well, she has something to take care of. Mora Grubber was right, though. The other important side to our business, the less official side, is doing exactly what merchants do. Importing here, exporting there. The only difference between us and regular merchants is that our transactions aren't entirely above board.
Ouais, elles sont pas
You'll
légales.
see what I mean by that shortly. I'm taking you to see one such transaction for yourself. Come on, let's go meet our trading partner for the day.
Ouais, on est des pirates, hein. Ok, run. Go, cours. Putain, qu'est-ce que c'est cool quand les PNJ ils avancent vite. T'es pas obligé de les attendre. C'est vraiment plaisant.
Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood! Catch it while you can!
What do you have?
Hello there! Here at Nay's Professional Fishmongers, we've got everything you could ask for. So what do you need?
I want a bass head with all the teeth removed. If there's a single tooth in there, I don't want it.
Huh?
Je n'en veux pas.
You know bass have pharyngeal teeth, right? In the throat? How do you expect me to get all those out?
Then I'll have a bass trunk with 2 swim bladders.
Vas-y,
Again,
bye
if
bye,
it's short by one swim bladder, it's not the bass I
aventurement.
want.
You're not making
Bye bye,
this
bonne
easy
nuit.
for me. One
Dors bien,
bass
repose-toi
means
bien.
one
Merci d'être
swim
venu.
bladder. Afraid that's not
Ça
up
fait
to
plaisir
me.
que t'aies participé.
Okay. Then I'll take a bass tail with
À
scales
la
that are
prochaine, bye
yellow
bye.
on the outside, black on the inside. Also, it's gotta have a total of 81 scales. That's 7 times 7, no more, no less.
What kind of fish scales are yellow outside and black inside? You sure this is a fish you're talking about? In any case, you can try all you want, but 7 times 7 is never gonna get you 81. Pardon my asking, but you're not a fish expert, are you? I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm afraid I don't have any of the things you're looking for.
Il se fiche de nous.
Look, I'm a professional. So are most of the people I serve. I can accommodate anything they ask for. Seems you two are amateurs. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to go someplace else.
Anywhere you'd recommend?
Like I said, Nay's Professional Fishmongers is for professionals. For amateurs, the place to go to would be Wise Amateur Fishmongers.
Ok, bah si tu veux pas nous
I
vendre
bet
du
you're
poisson,
wondering
quoi.
why that guy was saying he didn't have what we wanted. That was just the first step in the transaction to confirm our identity. The real deal will come later.
T'as un cours, hein. Je sais pas où on va, mais on y va en tout cas. Ok, c'est là.
Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood! Come take a look!
Is this Wise Amateur Fishmongers?
That's the one. We have all kinds of amateur stuff here. The more amateur, the more of it we got. What would you like?
Plus amateur, plus on a.
We'd like a bass head.
No problem. Ours are all toothless, mind you.
And a bass trunk.
Bah, c'est parfait.
Oh, no problem. I'll stick an extra swim bladder in there for you. On the house.
And a tail.
Sure thing. I'll paint the scales yellow on the outside and black on the inside, so you can tell at a glance, this ain't no ordinary fishtail.
What?
If it's 7 times 7 you want, I can do you 81, 138, or even 648.
Ah, il fait ce
It's
qu'on veut en
up to
fait.
you.
Great. I like your style. We have a deal.
I appreciate your patronage. Please, take your order to our warehouse manager over there. A real amateur if I've ever met one. Proud to have you as a customer. No, we don't have the fish here. All fish sold at Wise Amateur Fishmongers are still swimming in the sea.
Oh, c'est
Once
beau.
we get the order in from the customer, we go fish it out for them. The warehouse handles that side of things. Pay first, then we bring you the goods. That way you get the freshest catch.
Ah, ça doit être frais là du coup, oui. Il est où mon poisson?
Are you two here to collect your order, huh, Beidou?
Yes, sir. We're here about that bass.
I didn't expect you to come in person, but we still need to follow procedure. The bass you want is not a standard specimen. Our fishermen need to wait for the right moment to catch it. You know the rules, I take it?
Of
Ah,
course.
je les connais, je les connais.
Oh, well, as you know, timing and location are everything when it comes to fishing. You have to wait till all the conditions are just right. That means the tide, the moon, and the wind. So, let me ask you this. When will the tide come in?
The fishing song will sound out at midnight.
How drunk will the moon be before the party's over?
It won't stop while the Star of Death shines.
I see, yes.
T'en
Which
réponds à tout.
way will the sea breeze be blowing?
The breeze should be bound for Guyan.
All right then, well received. I'll go and make arrangements.
Great. I think that wraps up everything we needed to do in Liyue Harbor. Let's head back and wait for the delivery.
C'est vrai qu'il n'y a pas le poisson.
I thought we were pretty clear, weren't we? The 3 people we just met are our business partners. Nay's Professional Fishmongers and Wise Amateur Fishmongers are just cover names. The bass, obviously, is the code name for the goods. The numbers of teeth, swim bladders, and scales all represent different specifications. Meanwhile, the conversation I had with the warehouse keeper was the instructions for the deal itself. Let me translate it for you.
Ah,
Tonight
ok.
at midnight,
Putain, ils
the
sont
deal
malins.
will take place in Guyanstone Forest. The Alcor will wait there as long as needed.
Ah ouais, quand même.
As for what the actual goods are, well, you'll see tonight.
Fallait le trouver. C'est aussi louche qu'il n'y paraît. Est-ce qu'on fait des trucs
What if I were
d'illégal?
to say yes? What would you do then?
Je dois y réfléchir, j'essaierai de personnellement d'alléger votre sentence.
Thank you. But don't worry, everything will be fine. I deeply value you as a friend, but ultimately, you're not with the Crux. I definitely
Aye,
don't
aye, aye.
want to cause you any trouble just because you hung out with me. So rest assured, we haven't broken any laws. At least not today.
Ok, rien d'illégal. Titi. Ok. Attendez que la nuit tombe. Merde, je sais pas quelle heure c'était. Je crois que c'était 21h. Ah non, c'était minuit, 5h du matin, je crois. Tac, là ça doit être bon. Ok.
Captain Beidou, you gave me quite the surprise when you showed up in person earlier today.
Well, my friend is visiting, so I wanted to show him how the Crux handles some of its important business.
I see. You two must be close.
You got that right. Now, down to business. Have you brought the goods?
Yep, all here. Please, feel free to take stock.
Stop! Nobody
Oh
move!
merde.
We have received certain information pertaining to a potential illegal business transaction at this location. Apologies, Captain Beidou, but I'm going to need to inspect those goods.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Est-ce que je fais de diversion?
Oh,
Bah oui.
an illegal business transaction, you say? Well, all the goods are here. If you have any suspicions, please inspect them at your leisure.
Ok.
Captain, everything's been checked. It's just a bunch of potatoes, flour, and so on. And all the paperwork checks out too.
Huh? Everything's been checked thrice over. There's not a single contraband item here. The paperwork was approved by the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the tax declarations are all in order.
Looks like you've managed to clear everything up. I suppose we can put this down as a simple misunderstanding.
Yes, apologies. This was a mistake on our end. Come on, let's go.
Ils se sont ridiculisés.
Bravo, Captain Beidou. This was rather ingenious. Seems like your friend still has a little catching up to do.
I know you have a lot of questions. Come on, take a walk with me and I'll lay it all out for you.
Bah, on me laisse à l'écart.
Well, I'll leave you both to it. Captain Beidou, I look forward to doing business with you again. Take care.
J'ai gagné un cœur tout à l'heure.
You probably thought that there was some sort of nefarious business going on behind all the secrecy today. The truth is, that was exactly what I wanted the Ministry of Civil Affairs to believe. What you might not know is that I, as the leader of the Crux fleet, and you, the great hero of Liyue Harbor, have both been on the Ministry of Civil Affairs watch list for a long time. In other words, whenever you or I crop up in Liyue Harbor, it almost always draws their attention. Not that there's any animosity behind it, mind you. In their words,
It's a security precaution to prevent people like us from causing unnecessary trouble.
Oh, I have no qualms about that. They're just doing their job, keeping the land safe. But how does that saying go again? Ah, yes. Sometimes the closer you are to something, the less you can see. Did you figure it out yet? That's right. Maura Grubber, the accountant. With you, me, and a few sacks of potatoes and flour serving as a front, the deal she's overseeing on her end should go off without a hitch. After all, the Ministry of Civil Affairs sent the Millilith to us.
Bah ouais, c'est à nous, hein.
Looking at the time, it should be any second now. Look, that's the signal.
Ah oui, ok. Un feu
Tonight's
d'artifice.
real deal is officially done. Do you have any more questions? You're right. Never underestimate her. But as long as we don't take things too far, she won't look into it too closely. She knows that neither you nor I would do anything to harm Liyue. In any case, there's another higher-level watch list at the Ministry of Civil Affairs above the one we're on. It's top secret. Even I don't know whose names are on it. But I do know that the individuals and organizations on that list are the ones the Qixing are really wary of. I've gotten off topic. On some level, Ningguang and I are actually business partners too. Reason being, I'm the only one who can get her some of the more obscure treasures she wants.
Ok, quel était le contenu de la vraie transaction?
It's complicated. All you need to know is that what might be easily attainable for some people can often be a lifesaver for others who can't get their hands on it. That's where we come in.
Ah ouais.
It's as simple as that.
Est-ce que c'est des armes, est-ce que c'est des médicaments? Moi, je pense à les gentils, c'est des médicaments, genre. Tu peux accepter la demande? Ouais, je fais ça juste après.
You still have some important things to take care of, don't you? As long as you don't know what I was referring to, you'll be safe. So, I'm sorry, but I can't tell you for now. Of course, if the day comes when you've traveled to every corner of the world, found your sibling, and neatly tied up all your loose ends along the way, you're welcome to come back here and I'll tell you all about it.
Ok.
You'll always be welcome in the Crux fleet. I hope I get to see you on board again someday.
Ouais, bien sûr. Oh, voilà une épée stylée. Quand tout sera terminé, Beidou a déjà hâte de vous revoir sur son bateau. Bah ouais, putain, avec la lune et tout. Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
Demande d'amis. ZX done. C'est bon, t'as accepté. Alors, combien j'ai de photos? 3 ou 4, je sais même plus. 3, aïe. Ok, on en est où? On en est là. Hop.
Chief Mate Juza's breaking in the new after this, one team will they will serve as the support team for the fleet. And that's right. As one might expect, we call the other team the Spear of the Crux, because they'll be learning about naval warfare. They'll make up the armed portion of our crew. Also, they're responsible for handling the fleet's cargo deals.
Merci, comme ça, dès que tu te cours, je viens sur ton live. Ah bah écoute, avec plaisir. Hein. Après, des fois, je me cours en off aussi. Pour faire les petites quêtes et tout, vite fait. Mais bon, ça fait plaisir, merci. Bah du coup, bouclier.
As I expected, you have a will to protect others. There are two main subjects that the Shield of the Crux focuses on: survival knowledge and entertainment. As I was saying earlier, survival knowledge includes prevention of injuries and diseases at sea, navigation and cartography, basic meteorology, etc. You can go learn about these skills from Yinxing, Huixing, and Liushi. They're all seasoned hands in their respective fields.
Je pensais que c'était vous qui allez m'enseigner.
Each sailor has their own strengths and weaknesses. I'm no rookie, of course, but you shouldn't underestimate the knowledge of the crew. If there's anything I'm most proud of in the fleet, it's my people. Go and get to work. I'll have some questions to test you later. I look forward to seeing how you do.
Vous voulez aller là-bas.
Hello, traveler. I'm Yinxing, the Crux's surgeon at sea. Whenever a sailor has a health problem, they come to me. I deal with it all, from seasickness and common colds to amputations and everything in between.
Ouais, les amputations, c'est pas cool, hein.
Oh, I presume the captain arranged this, correct? All right then, let's begin. First of all, let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest danger that all new crew members face?
Bah, le mal de mer.
That can certainly be a problem at sea, but it's not the biggest danger. The most dangerous thing for a newcomer is to underestimate the dangers of life at sea. Oh, I have seen many new crew members who see themselves as young and fighting fit and have no regard for safety. They think that since they are tough enough to look after themselves on land, they'll be fine at sea as well. Those are the ones that always end up in the sick bay. Everyone should know that being a sailor, especially on a long voyage, is a brutal job in an unforgiving environment. We have to face malnutrition when we're short on supplies, all kinds of injuries and diseases that the harsh ocean weather can bring, and even the psychological problems that can arise due to isolation and the lack of entertainment. To make things worse, the lack of medication and treatment options at sea can result in even minor health problems becoming serious, or even fatal. Oh, you probably thought I was joking, right? Well, that's not surprising. Most newcomers think the same way. But hopefully you now realize that with a little extra precaution, a lot of these things can be avoided. Well, I think that's enough for you to think over for now. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Bah non, c'est bon, hein. Que pense Beidou de tout ça?
Well, my pleasure.
J'ai beaucoup appris.
Okay, let's leave it there then. Be sure to take good care of your health.
Hop, faut que je reparle à Beidou? Non, même pas. Putain, pardon, je suis tombé. Merde. J'ai fait de la hisse. Qu'est-ce que t'as à me raconter, toi?
Sorry about earlier, traveler. We were so caught up on getting you to join the fleet that we didn't notice we were going a little overboard. Good thing the captain stepped in. Oh! Well, in that case, you have come to the right person. I'm not just blowing smoke. You're looking at the most talented navigator in Liyue Harbor. I'll start by introducing some chart reading essentials for new sailors. Feel free to interrupt if you have any questions.
Ok, on va lire les
Let's
cartes.
start with what to look for when you get a set of complicated charts. First, you should always look at any indicated shorelines, islands or reefs, water depths, hydrological conditions, and other hazards. With these features in mind, you can answer the basic question of, can I chart a safe course through this area? Visually, nautical charts are a little unique. Unlike land maps, most charts do not have a fixed scale, which means that it can be hard to precisely determine the exact distance between 2 points. The most advanced nautical charts come with a supplementary chart, which has different colored lines marked on it to indicate distances. It's worth mentioning that under my direction, the Crux is using these advanced kinds of charts. Some cartographers mark out other points of interest on their charts, usually with their own special symbols. If they don't leave any accompanying notes, they can be very difficult to interpret.
Ok, tu parles de cartes laissées par le précédent navigateur.
Not only those, we have tattered and torn charts that we've picked up from all over the
Ouais,
place.
on sait pas d'où viennent les cartes.
To be honest, it can be quite a challenge, even for me. Some of these charts are really old and have symbols that I've never seen before. But if we don't decipher them, we will certainly miss many secrets of the sea. Fortunately, we have the captain with us. She managed to find some ancient books on semiotics that I can use to study the charts further. I don't think anyone other than our captain could manage to get these kinds of resources. Old charts and ancient books on semiotics are not the kinds of things that are sold in your average marketplace.
Blablate, hein.
Oops, I've gotten off topic. Well, that just about covers the basics of chart reading. Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler?
Non.
My pleasure. A friend of Captain Beidou is a friend of mine.
Ok, parfait. C'est qui le prochain? Oh non, elle est pas tout en haut du mât. Oh non. Ça va être long, hein. Je sais même pas si je peux y aller. J'ai plus de stamina. Ok, ça va. Qu'est-ce que tu
Hello,
vois,
traveler.
bon?
Are you here to learn about marine meteorology? In my line of work, I've got to have a pair of sharp eyes. I saw the captain showing you around the training grounds, and then you went to see Yingxing and Huixing. So I figured that she probably wants you to get to know the life of a crew member.
C'est vrai.
Okay, let's get started. First, I'll introduce you to the basics of meteorology. Marine meteorology basically means keeping tabs on the weather as well as other ocean phenomena, so things like sea fog, storm surges, waterspouts, and so on. These are all potential threats to safe navigation. Luckily, whatever weather might be coming up, there's always some kind of sign that gives it away in advance. Take waterspouts, for example. They're caused by high-speed rotating winds on the surface of the ocean. They can engulf large ships and do immense damage. But if you know that waterspouts can only form in an environment with high temperature, high humidity, and large clouds, then you can be well prepared. You will be even more alert if you also know that the presence of winds blowing in opposite directions, with a significant difference in speed, is a direct precursor to the formation of waterspouts. And most importantly, if you spot a small white vortex emerging from the clouds, you should immediately notify the crew to steer clear of what's ahead. So there you go. Those are the warning signs of waterspouts. I am proud to say that over the years, I haven't let a single one sneak up on my watch. I've got to confess, I learned almost everything I know from the captain. All the stuff about meteorology that I just told you about, she's the real expert. Do you know the small fishing village next to Wangshuin? I heard that when Captain Beidou was a kid, she worked there fishing.
C'est un peu long quand même ces dialogues.
Later, she made her way to the harbor where she struggled to make a living. Growing up in an environment like that, it's no wonder she knows everything about the sea. When I first came on board, I lived every day wallowing in doubt, wondering if my former career as a sailor was all just a waste. But as I gradually learned some new things and became more experienced, I finally realized what makes the Crux so great. After all, not every fleet has the uncrowned Lord of the Ocean as their leader. I feel lucky just to have joined.
Je me sens chanceux. Ouais, j'en ai
Find
appris
me
pas mal.
anytime
Hein.
if you want to know more.
Ok. Hein. Merci mec. Allez go, on retourne voir Beidou.
So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh?
C'est bon.
I thought it would take you a while longer. So, what did you think?
Ok, je me suis débrouillé.
Now you know that the shield of the Crux is not such an easy job. Let's get started. First of all, life on the sea isn't always plain sailing. Injuries and illnesses happen all the time. But what is the single biggest danger facing crew members?
Bah, sous-estimer le danger du coup.
Is that your final answer? All right, on to the second question.
Bah oui.
As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route using nautical charts. The charts used by the Crux have additional charts attached.
Oh
The
merde.
supplementary chart has lots of lines in various colors for added reference. What is the purpose of these lines?
Merde. À enrichir la carte avec de belles couleurs et à refléter le goût esthétique. Non. Merde, je sais plus. Mais si, mais les distances.
Okay, interesting. Now, last question.
Je
On
crois.
longer voyages, we have to be especially careful to avoid certain weather hazards that pose a threat to the integrity
Putain,
of
mais
the
je lisais à
ship
moitié le
and the
truc.
lives of the crew. For example, water spouts. So, my question is, how can we reliably predict water spouts so we can avoid them?
Oh putain. Ok. Bah ça c'est vrai. Putain, je sais pas.
Okay, those are all my questions. Do you want to know how you did?
Pour
Now
rire que
then,
j'aime ça.
let's see. Out of these 3 questions, you got
Aïe,
a
aïe.
total of 2 correct answers.
C'est pas mal en vrai.
Not bad. After all, you didn't have much time to prepare. Plenty of people get through their whole training and still don't do
Ça va,
this well.
2 sur 3.
It seems that your survival know-how is now up to the standard required of qualified crew members. Time to move on. Next up, we have some Shield of the Crux recreational programs for
Sérieux
you.
là
You need to realize that being out at sea might be fun for the first few days while everything's new, but before too long,
Après c'est pas pareil.
looking at the same old sea every day and being so isolated from everything can really cause people to struggle mentally. That is why regular recreational activities are an absolute necessity. We offer a lot of fun courses for our newcomer training, including fishing, photography, chess. Oh, and thanks to Kazuha, these days we also offer poetry and music appreciation, as well as communal wind listening. Each newcomer has to participate in at least one, so that they've got some way of keeping themselves occupied at sea further down the line. Of course, if you'd prefer wrestling sea monsters with your bare hands, that can be arranged.
Ok.
Well, for today at least, let's stick to the training schedule drawn up by Juza. If I remember correctly, it should be photography today. Come on, I'll show you.
Vas-y, montre-moi. Allez au cours de photographie carrément.
Listen up, everyone can go back and call it a day. The photography session has been postponed.
Ah bah merde.
What's going on here, Juza?
Oh, Captain, there you are. Well, Captain, the photography teacher just sent word saying that she's fallen ill and doesn't want to risk coming in case she keels over in class.
I see. That's quite unfortunate. Oh? Quite the multi-talented one, aren't you? In that case, why don't you help us out and lead the class today?
Yeah, unfortunately, the original teacher canceled at short notice, so there's no time to schedule anything else instead. It would be great if the Traveler could step in as the teacher for the day.
It's up to you, Traveler.
Bah ça sera avec plaisir, de toute façon j'ai pas le choix.
Great, it's settled then. Juza, let's muster everyone over here to meet the new teacher.
Yes, Captain.
Okay.
Ok.
1, 2, 3. That should be everyone. Take it away, Traveler. Oh yeah? What's that?
Vu que c'est un cours de photographie, il faut un sujet à photographier. Ok, Beidou va faire le
Fair enough.
modèle.
It seems like you already have someone in mind. So, who will it be?
Ah bah. Je pense que le meilleur modèle est...
Me? well, we could do that. Or... Stone Forest looks extraordinary today. It'd be a pity to not capture the scenery for posterity. So how about we snap Stone Forest for today's class? Then there'd be no need for a model.
Come on, Captain. We talked about this. The photography class is supposed to be portrait photography. Have you forgotten? Scenery looks nice at first, but it gets boring after a while. I bet it'd keep the crew more entertained if we got them learning portrait photography so they could record moments in each other's daily lives. Those were your exact words, Captain.
Les moments de vie et tout, c'est cool.
Were they now? Strange. I don't seem to remember anything about that. Well, then in that case, how about Huixing? I bet she's perfect for the camera. Or Fuzhong. Or Mora Grubber. Even little Yue.
Seriously, Captain? Little Yue? You're just trying to wriggle your way out of this. This isn't like you. You are the captain, after all. Of all of us, you're the best suited to being a model.
I agree. You were the one who invited the Traveler to be the teacher, so you should cooperate, Captain. Besides, Captain, you've never had your photo taken. It's high time you got one. You know, a heroic and striking kind of picture.
Ouais, faut qu'elle fasse un portrait qu'elle mette derrière son bureau.
Real funny, guys.
Ok, vous êtes la meilleure candidate.
Well, if you say so. I'm not one to spoil the fun. So, what do I do now, Traveler?
Prenez une pose héroïque. Souriez.
Like this? You're kidding, right? I've never had my photo taken before, but something this simple shouldn't be a challenge for me. It must be the lighting or something.
Peut-être que vous vous sentez mal à
You've got it
l'aise
wrong.
avec autant de gens autour. À l'aise avec autant de gens.
I never said that.
Un endroit plus
You
tranquille.
mean go somewhere else, then bring the final photo back as teaching material?
Sounds good to me. That's a good idea, isn't it, guys?
Ah, c'est une bonne idée.
The lighting may still be a problem, but I'm open to persuasion. If you have a suitable place in mind, I can consider it. Just to be clear, I won't necessarily agree. It depends on the place you have in mind.
Ok. Des bancs de trucs. On peut y sortir la brise. Un petit village de pêcheurs.
The fishing village near Wangshuin? That place is deserted now, isn't it? How do you even know that place anyway? It's tiny. I don't think I've ever seen it on a single map. Treasure? There? I guess I missed out on that one.
T'en as raté.
It just so happens that that little village is where I grew up. Now that you've mentioned it, it's given me the urge to go back and take a look around. How about we take this opportunity to pay my old home a visit?
Ok, rendez-vous au village. Allez, go. pas à côté les maisons de pêcheurs. C'est tout mignon.
It's certainly seen better days. It was never that impressive, but at least back in the day, it was a lively village and home to several families. I wonder how long these last few old houses will remain standing. Nothing as dramatic as you might think. A few small incidents occurred, and then people began to leave. Come on, let's take a walk around.
Ok, go faire un tour.
People used to call this place Downriver because the villagers apparently moved here from a place called Upriver.
Tac.
With them, they brought their knowledge of fishing, which had been passed down from generation to generation. I learned a lot from them when I was here. Now Upriver is long gone, and Downriver is all but deserted. It won't be long before no one even remembers what these places are called. To Zhang.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Zhang. I barely remember this name. You're right. I was only about 5 or 6 years old when I first arrived here. I was homeless and had to wander around the streets. I remember finally managing to find half a rice bun, but then a stray dog jumped out and snatched it away from me. Half a rice bun was not something I was willing to give up so easily at the time, so I chased it all the way to this neighborhood. Then a few fishermen saw us running and stopped me. They were kind enough to give me some food. Seeing me stop, the dog also stopped running. But straight away it keeled over and never got up again. Maybe it was too tired, or maybe it had starved to death. I went over and saw that the dog still had the half rice bun in its mouth. It didn't let go even at the very end. Poor thing. Had I known the dog was so weak, I would have let it take that half rice bun. I could tell they were wary of me at first. I was the dirty little kid who had just chased a dog to death over some scraps of food. But I got lucky. The village chief took pity on me and brought me to their home. That's how I ended up staying here. Do you know what the name Beidou means? Come on, I'll explain along the way.
Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire ça?
About a year or two after I arrived, the village chief fell ill during the winter and passed away. During that same period, the harvest was getting worse and the fishermen's catch was getting smaller day by day. Without the village chief to handle the situation, people began blaming each other. There were even rumors that some families had been overfishing and leaving nothing for the rest of the village to catch. But in the end, they all turned on me, saying that they shouldn't have ever taken me in. They said I was bad luck. They pointed to how that dog died on the first day I arrived. Next thing you know, the village chief dies, and then all the fish die out. They said I was a living curse, and the downfall of the village was all my fault. I told them that I didn't understand. I'm not a curse, I'm just Beidou. Then some of the villagers started shouting, and drove me out of the village.
Ah ouais, c'est chaud.
They shouted, "Nando controls life. Beidou controls death. Beidou controls death." Before then, all I knew about my name was that it had something to do with the stars. It wasn't until then that I realized that Beidou was a constellation. And the Alcor, one of its stars, was an omen of death.
Eh ben.
Here we are. This is the old house of the village chief. I bet he never expected that the little girl he took in would grow up to be seen as a curse. What do you mean?
Ah oui.
Is that all? And let me guess. You got to Inazuma and the Electro Archon's Gnosis was taken as well? Well, you seem to wreak havoc on a grander scale than I ever could. Oh, I get it. You're trying to convince me that I'm not cursed. I appreciate it, and I'll take it. Let's not forget that the people whose names stick around are the ones who emerge from the stormy seas unscathed, and the ones who get swept away in the wind are the fledgling birds who couldn't hack it. I, for one, have never encountered a storm I couldn't weather. But your journey's far from over, isn't it? Just remember, there's no telling what else you might encounter in this vast world. So if you ever find some idiot trying to brand you as a scapegoat just because you're the one who lived to tell the tale, tell them Captain Beidou demands to have the honor along with you. Remember, you'll always have the captain of the Crux to back you up wherever you go. Two cursed scapegoats banding together for survival. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, but at the same time, I kinda dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's not waste any time. Get it done while you can before I change my mind. So, do I need to strike a...
Comme vous voulez, optez peut-être pour quelque chose d'épique. Aguicheur. Ah, j'ai envie de mettre ça.
What? The nerve!
Oh,
what do you think this is?
Les cœurs.
I don't want to do this whole modeling thing. Hey, cut it out. No more pictures.
C'était sûr. Ah putain, j'ai quand même eu la photo. Trop stylé. Pose aguicheuse. Je pensais qu'on s'était mis d'accord pour une pose aguicheuse. Comment ça on s'était mis d'accord? Ah du coup peut-être que je vais reprendre à ce niveau-là en fait. Alors la dernière photo. Tac tac, ouais ça doit être ça.
Here we are. This is I bet he never expected that the little... What do you mean?
C'était bien marrant n'empêche.
Is that all? And let me guess. Well, I appreciate it. Let's not forget, I, for one, that your journey's far. So if you ever find some... Remember, you'll always have... I kinda dig. I'm lucky to have... Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's... So?
Ok, faites comme vous voulez, optez pour une pose épique.
All right. How about this?
Prenez Beidou en photo. Allez. Ok. Comme ça. Un peu zoomé. Comme ça. J'en ai pas mal là, non? En vrai. Ok.
So, is it done yet? Please don't tell me that it looks weird. Show me. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now give it here. Yes. I see. All right. On behalf of the Crux, thank you very much for your photography class today. You've been an excellent teacher, and I couldn't be more satisfied. Now, as captain of the Crux, I am exercising my official right to requisition this photograph for future promotion and recruitment purposes. So I'm afraid I'll be holding on to this. That's fine with you though, right?
Ok, ils nous volent notre travail. Cours de photographie à deux. Le silence du village de pêcheurs a été brisé par ce rire que vous n'avez pas entendu depuis longtemps. Comme si les environs déserts s'étaient de nouveau animés. Putain, on se fait carotte. Bon ben voilà. On a toutes les photos. Tac, récompense. Donc, pour résumer, les photos de souvenirs, il y en a 5. Cours de photographie à 2. Elle nous a carotte la photo d'elle en train de faire la belle gosse. Ok. Pose à guicheuse. On lui a demandé de faire une pose à guicheuse. Ça lui a pas plu. Quand tout sera terminé, cette photo elle est un peu stylée aussi avec l'épée. La belle épée là. Fleur de cerisier, celle-là elle était émouvante. C'est le fils de elle qui est parti, qui lui laisse une lettre et tout, machin et tout. Trop beau. Et entre nous, ça c'est la fiesta. La fiesta, voilà. Bon bah c'était cool. Et puis voilà, j'espère que ça vous a plu en tout cas. J'espère que ça vous a plu. Bon sur ce les potes, je vous fais des bisous. À la prochaine, bye bye, dormez bien, bonne nuit. Et merci encore d'avoir regardé le live, ça fait grave plaisir. Allez bye bye.